Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kaye Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Well, good morning, Huntsville. A solemn morning here, and as we gather online this morning, wherever you're listening today, maybe it's on the Spirit Radio FM app, maybe you are joining us today through one of our various social media feeds. I just wanted to intro this show today to take a moment to reflect on the significance of this day. My goodness, you go back now, it's hard to believe, 23 years. On September the 11th, 2001, it was a day that changed our country and the world forever. I've talked frequently on this show that not a day goes by that for some reason something pops into my head about this day so many years ago. And on that fateful morning, nearly 3,000 lives were tragically lost in the attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and aboard United Flight 93. But from all that unimaginable loss, friends, we also witnessed extraordinary acts of heroism and courage, first responders rushing into danger, strangers helping strangers, and a nation that at the time during that event was united in its resilience. Today, we honor those who lost their lives, and we pay tribute to the strength of their families, the bravery of our first responders, and that enduring spirit of America. In the face of great darkness, we saw light in that unity on that day, our compassion, our resolve to rebuild and move forward stronger than ever. And friends, as we remember, let us also be inspired by the lessons of that day, that even in our most difficult moments, hope can rise, and we can overcome any challenge when we stand together. So I encourage you this morning, as we always lift up here on this show, let today be a reminder to cherish our loved ones, for we never know when a time may come to where we will no longer see them again. Reach out to those in need and live each day with a purpose and have gratitude. Friends, as always, it's your morning show here, and today we come together not just in remembrance, but in hope and strength for the future. And I want to encourage all of us in the climate that we're in politically and in so many other avenues for us to find a way to come together to where it's not going to take another tragedy where lives are senselessly lost for us to come together as a country and as a nation. It's just the way that I wanted to intro today as I go back on this day to think, Rick, 23 years ago. Welcome in this morning, guys. Good to have you all.
It's good to be here. Sorry.
Josie Stowers here, Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Rick, we were talking before. We'll get to all of our sponsors and our regular intro here in just a few moments, but we were talking right before the show came on. You were in Detroit on that day.
I was in Detroit.
Can you let us know kind of what you went through and what you experienced being closer than we were here in Texas?
I was actually packing to come home from a business conference, and one of my coworkers called me and told me to turn on the TV. I did, and at that time they told me a small plane had hit the building. And then I was watching the TV while I was packing, and I saw the other plane hit. And pretty much from that point, I knew I wasn't going to go home that day. It was 2 weeks before I got home.
Josie, what year were you born in?
99.
99, so you were just a couple of years old. But I just wanted to ask from a young person's perspective, we're older people now, Rick, so from a young person's perspective, that you obviously don't remember that day, but you know about what happened. Can you reflect on that day? I know you weren't there on that particular day, but what are your thoughts as the things that you've learned, since you were born, really?
I'll say that it was always heavily talked about, and I think it always should be. And I don't have my own experiences remembering it, but hearing other people speak about it, it's really impactful, and sometimes it's really hard to hear.
I think about what was taught in school. I'm sure in school this was taught, right? Because Obviously we were in school and it happened, so it wasn't in the textbooks yet. What were some of the things that you were taught about? Where did you first learn about it?
Maybe I was in elementary school when we started talking about it. I remember my mom always saying that a lot of them watched it in school, and I always thought that was really crazy. It's really crazy to think that everybody who could hear about it heard about it, even the people who were so young and in school. And I can't imagine. I still have that fear of it happening again one day, and you're right, we need to come together and everything needs to be better. But I don't have that fear from experiencing it. I'll say that. So I rely a lot on the words of others and experiences of others to get information on it.
I just want to make sure that our sound was working. Sometimes I get comments that say the sound's off, but it's working, so it kind of throws me off sometimes. Rick, it's crazy. I remember I was a junior in high school, actually a senior in high school. And was I a junior or senior?
I don't know, but you guys would make me feel pretty old because I was in my 40s.
Yeah, I think, man, and I'm 40 now, so that's making me feel old. I'm thinking, I believe at that point I was a junior in high school because I graduated in 2002. No, I was a senior then because that happened in September. I graduated the following, in 2002. And I remember exactly where I was at, Rick, and I've mentioned it on this show numerous times. And like I said earlier, there's not a day that goes by, and it's every time I see the flag, I think of that day. Every single time. It doesn't matter. Even when we're in Rotary and we do the Pledge of Allegiance, that thought, even if it's just for a microsecond, pops into my mind. I was in my marketing class at Georgetown High School, one of my favorite teachers, had a lot of great teachers, and I still talk to her this day, Diane Wedding, my marketing teacher, and I'll never forget. She rolled. Josie, you don't remember this. This was back when they rolled TVs in on a cart, okay?
I remember those.
And we're not talking flat screen TVs. We're talking old school tube TV. And this was 2001. We still had the tube, man. And she comes rolling that thing in. And I remember the first thought that I was like, oh, I didn't know we had TV at school. This is cool, like cable TV. I guess the teachers kept that hidden from the students, They didn't want us. We didn't have phones and all that back then. So, that was a big deal. But she said, guys, come in here quickly and watch this. We had just got to school. And I remember she first said, yeah, there was a plane that hit, but she goes, now there's a second one. And the tone immediately changed. I'll never forget from the time she said, yeah, there was a plane at the World Trade, let's watch this. And then you see that second plane. And then all of a sudden, you knew that there was an attack happening. And the first thought that came through my mind was, my goodness, my boss is up there. So I was working for a .com back then. This was after the burst. They made it through the burst, Rick. And I was working for a local .com in Georgetown that ended up being a very successful company. And my boss was in New York. She was on vacation. And that was the first thought. And so all day long I was thinking about her. Didn't have a phone, didn't have a way of calling or asking if she was okay. And as the day went on, it was just a weird day. And I remember that evening specifically, we went. I was dating a young lady at the time. I went to eat with her family at Chewy's. And I'll never forget, it was quiet. You know, you walk into a restaurant and it's bustling and people are joking and talking. There was just absolute quiet. It was almost like people were whispering. Nobody wanted to talk. And I'll never forget, all the TV stations, it didn't matter what station you were watching, even if it was ESPN, every single station had flipped to some sort of news. Every network. You put it on PBS, they were taking a feed from some other service. Yeah. You put it on ESPN, they were taking a feed from one of their sister networks. It was news across the board. Websites back then, it actually crashed. I remember specifically trying to go to CNN, and it said this page was down or whatever. All the Fox News, every one of them, none of them, they were all just being so overloaded. Social media wasn't a big thing. Thank my goodness if social media would have been out then. You know, the information that would have been out there. And then I remember thinking about my boss. Well, I go to work. I didn't go to work that day either. It was weird. I don't even remember going to work that day. That's the only thing about that day that I can't remember. I don't remember going to work, Rick. But I remember the next day I go to work and my boss was there. And no, she wasn't there. One of my other managers was there. And I remember her specifically saying, Terry's okay. Terry had went to the World Trade Center, Rick, that morning of September the 10th.
Oh, my.
Monday morning, she went to the World Trade Center, and she took pictures, and she was up on the observation deck. And I just thought, my goodness, if it would have been one more day, she wouldn't be here. And I know that story's minuscule compared to so many other stories, but, you know, this morning, if you have a thought or story or a remembrance of where you were at 23 years ago, feel free to share those and let us know this morning. And I mean this. Josie, for you, you know, not experiencing that day, I hate it for young people in a way. I never want anyone to ever have to experience that day, but I hate it that young people can't see the unity that was on that day. It didn't matter what your political affiliation was, didn't matter what your religion was, didn't matter anything. I felt like on that day everybody came together. And one of the most iconic speeches was when President Bush was standing on that rubble, and that guy told him, I can't hear you. And he spoke on that bullhorn, and he said, I can hear you, and the people who knock down these buildings are going to hear from all of us soon. You know, every president at some point has something that they say, and that may have been his defining moment of his presidency, was standing and speaking that. But, Rick, I just wanted to open up with that this morning. It was on my heart today as I drove in. I was thinking about it all day, and, you know, it's one of those things that just will never, ever, ever leave your memory, and I'll never forget it. I never will.
I won't either.
So, but hey, we are here today as we get cranking up. Thanks for joining us as we get started on another episode of Good Morning Huntsville, episode 348. We are inching ever closer to 365. Rick, my joke has been going, once we hit 365, I'm putting it on autopilot for a year. So I don't know how I'm going to pay my bill. No, we're not doing that. But episode 348 as we get rolling. Our friend Jamie Salas joining us from Osprey Storage. She'll be with us here in just a few moments. But as we get started, wanted to give a shout out to Paul Oley, the gallery, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. It's my good friend Paul Oley, 1201 University. Also a huge special thank you to another great friend in this community, Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, and online at elliotsjewelers.com. During a commercial break, I'm going to go run and grab some of the jewelry that he has been so gracious to donate to us to help raise funds for Care Center Huntsville. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We still have 16 of those diamond necklaces and pendants remaining, and for a suggested donation of $100 or more, you're more than welcome to one of those little pendants. Rick, you got one. Did Kaye like it? Did you give it to Kaye?
Kaye was wearing it the other day. So
really?
She must have liked it.
Okay, awesome. So Rick was one of the 4 that have bought so far, and our goal is to raise $2,000 for Care Center Huntsville. They have their annual Celebration of Life banquet coming up here in October, and so we wanted to partner with them and help them out, and we appreciate them very much. Again, Elliot Herzig of Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com for making that happen. And, of course, here on this wonderful Wednesday, we would not be able to bring you this show without our great friends from Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, the Josie Stowers. We have to give her the prestigious,
Should we bow?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, like, welcome, Josie. Do the 3 bows, out of full respect. But Josie Stowers joining us, also Rick Boehning. Kaye Boehning this morning over at the local radio station promoting the Unleash Your Imagination event. So, Josie, thanks for hanging out with us. I figured you wouldn't want to be here. You just go cruise over there and hang out and have fun with Kaye. But she decided she wanted to be with Rick this morning.
Absolutely.
No, she decided she wanted to be here, not with Rick.
Yeah, so, well.
Actually, I think she was probably told to be here, right?
Maybe.
Ordered or told or politely asked.
Okay.
Voluntold.
Yeah, Kaye sometimes is not as polite as she could be.
Kaye, we love you this morning. We miss you. It's been 2 weeks in a row. I haven't seen my friend Kaye. I haven't got my Kaye hug, and I've been kind of down about that, to be honest. So maybe
I'm not going to hug you.
I know. I kind of reached out for Rick, and it was one of the. We were talking the other day about how some people just they deny the hug.
Yeah.
I reached out for Rick, and he just turned his back on me, and then he took his elbow and went boom right into my gut, and he said, "Never again do that."
I'm not a hugger.
And,
she is.
Dude, I got a mesh there in the umbilicus, and I'm going to have to go get surgery, get that thing repaired after that elbow
I can
jab.
do it for you. I've got a pocket knife.
You know a funny story about that, by the way?
I'm afraid to ask.
It involves a pocket knife and fishing line, okay? There was a doctor, one of the best doctors, I believe, in the history of doctoring, besides Dr. Jones here in Huntsville. He's a great man. But we had a doctor in Georgetown named Dr. H.R. Gaddy, Dr. Gaddy. And Dr. Gaddy was an old school doctor. Now, you can only imagine what I'm about to say because you had mentioned pocket knife.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned fishing line. He was known to sometimes help stitch up people out in the field if they didn't have the resources they needed with fishing line. That was one thing that he did. Now, of course, it was temporary. There was another story. Don't ask me how this is even. There's going to be some doctor that's listening this morning. It's going to, it's going to debuke my story. Is that the right word? Debuke. Rick, I'm only 3 weeks into college. I'm trying to learn. All right, man.
I do not have a degree.
There's only a doctor who's going to puke my story. Maybe that's the word that was in my mind for some reason. Debunk my story. And but Dr. Gaddy was known in the community as someone was having a heart problem, major heart problem, to actually take his pocket knife and do a little work on somebody to get him through temporarily. The pocket knife to the chest involves something to do with the heart. Now, I'm going to tell you, if that story is legitimate, which a lot of people have told it, and I've heard it from numerous people in my hometown, man, I don't know if there's ever been a doctor in history that's done something like that, whipped out a pocket knife on somebody's heart and somehow fixed something temporarily so they could live. We'll have to look that one up in the newspaper archives. Rick's over here. He's like, it's fake news.
I don't know what you could do. I've heard of a pocket knife right here when you can't breathe.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Putting a straw in there.
There was something going on in the chest, and I don't know if maybe something got, I don't know if it was something, no, definitely not shrapnel, but I'm talking maybe something got jammed in the chest, and he had to cut it out to protect something. I don't know, but in the heart area, this doctor whipped out the pocket knife, did something. And the
cut
guy,
a Z into it?
Yeah, cut a Z. Zorro is what it was. that was his name. It's not Dr. Shepard. It's Dr. Shepard. And when he would see you around town, he was kind of known to Shepard. That way you knew that Dr. Shepard had taken care of you.
Got it.
Poor guy. In fact, there was Dr. Gaddy. I mean, not Dr. Shepard.
I wondered where Shepard came from because I heard Gaddy.
It was Dr. Gaddy. I'm getting Shepard confused. Dr. Shepard was a doctor that delivered my brother and sister. He was supposed to deliver me. Didn't work out that way. There's just it's a whole convolute of. There was like 3 doctors in Georgetown that were the doctors back in the day. So I don't know how you would tie in. I guess Zaddy, Dr. Zaddy. That's how it works.
Maybe
all
you
right.
just made a G.
How would you do that? Like, that wouldn't even be majestic, would it, with the sword?
Not really, no.
Actually, yeah, you could. because it would be like this, whoosh, and then you'd go, wah, and it'd be good to go. So we'll ask Jamie her thoughts here in a minute. She has some. She's back there thinking like, why am I even in here this morning listening to this? So, anyways,
she's just covering her face.
Yeah. So. And the bad news is we have a speaker now in here, so she can kind of hear what we're talking about. Not only that, but you can hear the commercials, and so we'll have a commercial coming up pretty soon. The G, Rick.
The G. I
Gangsta.
like the C better. See, how would you do a B? My last name starts with a B.
That'd be just boring,
wouldn't it?
Think about a guy. Think about that. Think about if you had to write other like if you had a Japanese last name and you had to do now that would be kind of cool because the
like a crosshatch.
Yeah, because there's all sorts of Do you know any other languages? Like how to write any other languages?
No. I barely write English.
I admire folks who know Japanese. That is just amazing to look at the symbols and just know what they mean. And there's not 26 of them.
No, I think there's 40,000.
Yeah, how would you know the difference in that?
I have no idea.
Josie, do you know any other languages? Write any other languages?
I do not.
I'm sitting here thinking we're next to this prestigious Josie Stowers, who literally has a castle, probably, on a hill, probably, with her name that says Stowers Manor under it when you walk in, and doesn't even know. Come on, Josie.
No. She was. Were you educated in Texas?
Yes.
See?
Where were you born, Josie?
I was born in Seguin, Texas.
Oh, we've talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah, the Matadors.
Yes, but I'm from Gonzales.
Okay.
The Apaches.
Okay. So did you go to high school in Seguin, or you went to Gonzales? And you went to Gonzales?
I went to Gonzales. We just didn't have a it's a very small town, so
Didn't have a Dr. Gaddy, that's for sure.
Yes, exactly. We had to I remember I broke my arm one time, and my mom made me ride all the way to Seguin, about 45 minutes, and every time we hit a bump, I would
See, I was hoping you'd say.
Imagine it would hurt.
I was hoping you said, I broke my arm once, and Mama took me there in the backyard, and she had a bunch of old sticks we were going to burn in the weekly bonfire, and she just wrapped my arm up, and it grew back kind of crooked, but we made it. We sure did. We
can
made
no longer do
That's
this.
what the doctor in Gonzales would have done.
Yeah. What's wrong with your arm? Nah, no problem.
No credit, don't sweat it.
No credit, don't sweat it. We have the right way, and we have my way. My way are the sticks in the back 40. Come on, man. All right. Well, hey, let us know that you're out there. We're having some fun this morning, and we would love to hear from you. Big event coming up. We'll talk about it briefly, and we're going to talk about it all show before Jamie comes on here in just a moment. But a huge event, Josie. You've been working your tail off getting ready for Lasso Your Imagination. And guess what? It is right around the corner. Let us know what's going on, and let us know the details.
So from 9 to 3, we're going to have our car show and inflatable kids zone. At the car show, we're going to have...
This is Saturday, by the way.
Saturday, yes.
It's coming Saturday.
Yes. We're going to have 8 different awards for the car show, and we are going to have a People's Choice, so we'd love for you guys to come out and vote on your favorite car or truck or bike. It'll be a mixture. And then our kids zone is going to be $10 for the inflatables, but we're also going to have some outdoor games, hourly door prizes, and I'm missing something. Oh, we're going to have face painting. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, and then in the evening, we're going to have our barbecue dinner, and it's going to have a silent live and dessert auction. And we're also going to have a wine pool. And our wine pool, you can upgrade your bag and get a beautiful pair of earrings from Elliott Jewelers.
Ooh.
Yes. So it's going to be really exciting. And then that will be from 6 to 10 in the evening.
I want to see those inflatable cars.
Inflatable cars?
Did I say that?
No.
Oh, man.
Sometimes I get to talking too fast.
That would have been cool.
Think,
We're having
wait.
this inflatable car show. It's really
Wouldn't that be
cool.
great?
No, I'm excited about it. And still, I think there's still just a couple of tables remaining. I know
Yes.
those are almost sold out now, which is great.
Yes,
So.
yes.
Awesome. Well, it's going to be a fun event, so come on out this Saturday all day. Come spend the morning, hang out. Rick and I will not be doing comedy, so don't worry. There's no reason that you won't want to come.
We actually will be doing comedy.
Well,
Yes.
there will be comedy, but I said Rick and I won't. We won't be doing it.
I will.
Rick and I will be doing it like
Just watching me walk is pretty comedian.
Yeah, so they're like, and now here's Rick the comedian. And what's he going to say? Nothing. He's walking. We'll have some music in the background. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Some of the clown music.
You might have to drive one of my cars out to the car show. And just because we're putting it on doesn't mean I want to win.
Ooh, man.
But I should.
That actually is a great idea. I'll rev the engine a little bit. As I got it up to about 35 in the neighborhood that day. You let me drive it, Rick. Yeah. I went 5 miles over. But
I've had my personal one up over 100.
What's the fastest you've ever driven a car that you can recall?
At least 135.
Really?
Yeah.
Josie?
I'm a lot older than Josie.
It's okay. We don't have any police watching.
There might be. But, I'm sure the statute of limitations has run out by now.
Yeah.
I would say probably close to 135, but not me driving,
Guilty.
just me riding.
Oh, okay. There you go. Now you're trying to push it on someone. A sign of a great leader is you're supposed to take responsibility for yourself and not blame others, Josie. So we're just, give you a little business etiquette here this morning. As a business professional, you don't blame other people. If you were in the driver's seat, just go ahead and admit it. You hit the gas, Josie, and you went 135. It's okay.
I was in the 70s. I grew up in the 70s when they had them great big engines.
And you're from Amarillo where the roads are long.
Long and straight.
And he had to get there by morning because he was on his way back. And Rick had that Fabio flowing hair of the 70s back then.
I actually did have long hair.
He pulls up, you have your arm hanging out the driver's window, and you're kind of leaning. Your hair's whipping in the wind as you go down the highway.
You don't even have to be going down the highway. The wind blows 40 miles an hour all the time.
Rick looks over and he goes, I can't believe it's not the butter.
Really?
Spray.
I was going to ask if they had any Grey Poupon.
Is that the same guy? I think it is, right? You know what I'm talking about, Fabio?
I know who Fabio is.
You know Fabio, Josie?
I think I've seen him.
I'm trying to think of who the icons were of us growing. My brother-in-law, my sister.
Starsky and Hutch.
Well, no, I'm talking about there was always that one that was you had a crush on growing up. There was always that one that you always had a crush on. And I'll never forget, my brother-in-law had a Cindy Crawford poster in his he was in Fort Hood in the barracks. And back then you could go on into the barracks, and my sister and him started dating. My sister hated that thing, just absolutely hated it. And the other day, we were in San Antonio, and there was something that said Fawcett Furniture. That's kind of cool. I wonder if they sold sinks. Also, I didn't even think about that. But it was FAWCET. Well, guess who it was? It's Farrah Fawcett's family owned that furniture store in San Antonio.
I didn't know that.
And so we started having a discussion, the driver and I, because it's funny, you go on the city tour bus. Well, the only people riding on it were Bridget, me, Caden, and Braylon. There's nobody else on the tour bus. So the guy's like a private tour, and it's an hour and a half long, and they stop, and another couple got on. But for the most part, it was just us. So we were just having a casual conversation while he drove, and he was pointing out things. And so we got into the discussion of, who were the icons of the generations. And I brought up the Cindy Crawford, and I said, man, for me, I think it was Pamela Anderson or Jenny McCarthy. Those were the ones. And I don't even keep up with the generation nowadays. I have no idea. Who was your crush growing up, Josie?
Taylor Lautner from Twilight.
See, I don't even. Is that the weird light-skinned guy?
No, he was the werewolf.
See, I don't even know who that is.
I have no idea.
There was a werewolf and a vampire, and you were either on the werewolf side or the vampire side.
Who? What was his name?
Jacob from Twilight. Well, his name was Jacob on Twilight, and then his name in real life is Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner. Never heard of the guy.
Me either.
Man, I'm just
but
out of
I'm
it.
old.
He dated Taylor Swift for a little while.
See, Danny said it. Danny, his generation. See, exactly. This is what I was talking about. It's Farrah Fawcett. And then Kyle said Carmen Electra. That's another one.
I don't know who that is.
I know Carmen Electra, yeah. We'll have to ask Jamie who hers was whenever she was growing up. Everybody has one. Everybody has that one. It's ooh la la. Who was yours?
Raquel Welch.
Who?
Raquel Welch.
Never heard it. Did she create the grape juice?
No.
Welch's grape?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's a movie star.
Raquel Welch.
You've never heard of her?
Never heard of her.
Wow.
See, this is that thing, and I think, was that Jamie that just said, what, real loud? See, this is the thing. People, this is why I don't like talking about music or movies, and here I am talking about it, and I'm the one that started it. People always look at me, you don't know who that is. And then I feel ignorant. I just feel plumb ignorant. It's because I am, by the way.
Well, it occurs to me that you're 20 years younger than me, too, so you might not know.
Raquel Welch, what did she do?
1 million BC.
Don't even know what that is.
Is a movie. She wore a fur bikini.
Raquel Welch. Hey, is that her?
I don't know. I can't see from here. I'm dead.
Rick, are you there? No, I'm dead. Was she the was
See
she
the picture on
was she in Ghostbusters? Is that
I don't know.
you know what I'm talking about? Like
I don't think she's in Ghostbusters. She was in Grumpy Old Men.
But there was that one like the second Ghostbusters. There was that one lady that was like in the black dress or something. I don't remember what I'm even talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Click movies.
Oh man!
But there she is in that fur bikini I was talking about.
See, no, I guess not. She looked really familiar, but I have no idea who she is. Okay. Well, she passed away last year.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you like, oh man?
Well, you know, I was like 14. So. She was considerably older than me.
All right. Well, there you go. Fun discussion. Let's take our first break. Hey, by the way, our friends at Sam Houston State University have been so gracious to us, and they are giving us a pair of home tickets to the Bearcats. And Sam Houston is 1-1 as they are rolling. Guess what? Guess who they're playing Saturday at 6:00, Rick? Hawaii. That's the only thing that I really miss promoting college. I posted the other day. I really miss calling college sports. It was a lot of fun. Got to travel. But, I had to hang that up for family, which was much more important. And one day maybe that'll come back somewhere, someday, somewhere, somehow. But that was one thing before I had decided that things at the time weren't going to work here for us financially. And that's why we ended up having to move temporarily. I started thinking, like, before all that, I was like, oh, man, we get to go to Hawaii. Because I remember it was on the schedule, and I was so looking forward to that. Well, that's next year. This year they're coming here.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that bus that crosses the ocean.
Yeah, it's really neat. These skids come out on it, and it just cruises out there. Yeah,
so it's like a hydrofoil.
Yeah, it's a 55 mile an hour speed limit there as they go through the ocean.
That's 3,000 miles. That would take a while.
That's going to take a long time. We'll do the math during the break, but yeah, Hawaii at Sam Houston. They are coming here to Texas, East Texas, and they'll be here at 6:00. So we're giving away 2 tickets to that game, and all you got to do, Rick, bad boy. What you gonna do?
I'm going to be at Lasso.
I am too. So, but we're giving away the tickets, and all you have to do is text in the keyword "cats" with a K.
Meow. KATS.
Can you give us a cat? What sound does a cat make, Josie?
It giggles a lot, evidently.
Wait, hold on. Let's go. Josie, what sound does the cat make? Just kidding. You don't have to. I just wanted you to keep laughing. It's kind of fun.
I was trying to build up the confidence to actually do it.
You want to try it real quick?
Go ahead.
All right, ready?
We won't laugh.
Don't watch it. No one's watching. Ready? Go.
Meow.
Oh,
Okay, I would laugh.
Poor cat.
That cat sounded a little bit sick.
Is that the cat that Jason Bay was talking about last week that ended up like 3,000 miles away somewhere, He shared a story about a cat. It ended up like they found it in Boston or somewhere, and the family had to drive 2,000 miles to go pick up this cat.
How did you get that far away?
I have no idea.
One time I drove my cat to school.
That's so random. And what happened?
Well,
it was in the car?
It got up. No, it wasn't inside my car. It got up underneath the car, and luckily it survived. It was my family's cat. But I went to school and I went to class, and then my friend called me and said, "Do you have a gray cat?" And I said, "Yes. Yeah, her name's Mildred."
Wait, what name is this cat? Mildred?
Mildred. Like
Mildred?
Male.
So it was a boy cat?
No, it's a girl, but her name is Mildred because my little brother found her in the bush outside of the post office.
Male, M-A-L.
Oh, I thought
Yes.
M-A-L-E. I was like, what does that have to do with the post office in a bush out in the middle of somewhere?
So we call her Male for short. And
Mildred.
She's kind of crazy.
You still have her?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. And when my friend called me, she said, your gray cat is underneath your car meowing. And I had to go get her and take her back home.
You got to remember, she's only been out of high school like 3 years.
7.
So what's this? How old is this cat? Going on like 15?
Probably, and she's a trooper for sure. My parents don't do animals in the house, so she's outside. And
that's what's created the longevity.
Yes, I think so.
See, that's the key. If you're worried about, you never know when we're going to be called home. Could be 2 seconds from now. Could have been yesterday. I like to put things in the past so I don't speak it into happening. Could have happened yesterday, Josie. But here's the thing: if you want to live a long, healthy life, just kick your other significant other outside for a little while. Just put them outside on the porch. Let them fend for themselves, right? Bridget, don't do that, please, sweetheart.
I'm kind of wondering because I would be the one to be kicked out.
Coming up next week on Good Morning Huntsville, it is the Cat Chronicles with Josie Stowers. So we'll have that next week. All right, keyword. Let's get back to it. Keyword, cats, K-A-T-S, on the 0 degree creations.
Oh, is that what you were wanting from me?
I just like pointing at you. The 0 degree creations phone and text line. Keyword cats. To win those tickets, all you got to do is text in cats. If you can't go to the game, please don't text in. But if you can go, text in. We'd love to give you the tickets. We really want you to be at Lasso. But if you'd like to go to the game, we got the tickets. Cats, K-A-T-S, on the 0 degree creations phone and text line. Text that in to 936-339-0139. Again, that is courtesy of our friends at Sam Houston State University, 936-339-0139. As always, our show is on a Wonderful Wednesday, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Over 25 years of excellence here in Walker County and throughout the community. Visit them online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll take a brief break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us as we continue celebrating all things good here in Huntsville. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kaye Boehning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
So, what's inside the mysterious little box?
Whoa, what box? Oh, that box over there.
You went to Elliot.
Wait, don't open it yet. Oh, and yes, I went to see Elliot's Jewelers just a couple of days ago.
Inside the box, is it golden?
Well, I was a little concerned about the price of gold because it's high, but Elliot really helped me find something beautiful and monetarily agreeable.
Oh, well, hey, can I open it now, please?
Whoa, just a little longer. You have to at least wait until Christmas Day.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Elliot's Jewelers. Fine jewelry and engravable gifts. Schedule your appointment at elliotsjewelers.com. That's ELL.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Kaye Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
All right, friends, welcome back out as we continue on here on this wonderful Wednesday, brought to you by our friends at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. If you are looking for a place for your children, the early childhood education experts are here in Huntsville. It is Tomorrow's Promise, teachers of the Montessori method, hands-on learning, and you will be absolutely thrilled at the great things that Tomorrow's Promise does with your children, just educating them, top-notch quality education. My children are both there. They're thriving, and they are learning more and more every day. Braylon is not even 3, and she is now not only counting in Spanish to 10, but now to 20. The other day, out of nowhere, she just starts going 11, 12, 13, 4. I was like, where do you learn that? Tomorrow's Promise. I should have known. So if you're looking for that education, please consider Tomorrow's Promise. They do a great job. 3 locations here in Huntsville to serve you. More information online at tomorrowspromise.info. As we come back on before the video here in just a few moments, quick weather update. Overcast, 73 degrees, high humidity out there near 100%, a 40% chance of rain today as Hurricane Francine now moves farther east. The initial track a few days ago had it near the Beaumont area, and thank goodness for those folks. And us here in Texas, that storm track is now east, heading more towards Baton Rouge. They are expected to get slammed in that area, unfortunately. 110 mile per hour possible winds as Francine makes landfall here, I believe, possibly later tonight or early tomorrow morning on the Louisiana coast. We're not going to see much here. We're on what's called the clean side of the storm. And we could just have a few sprinkles, maybe a few rolls of thunder, but that's about it. It's going to be 80 degrees today, 69 tonight, 84 tomorrow. Your weekend, it's going to be hot, back in the low to mid-90s, but clear skies. And that is a quick weather update for you here this morning on your show, Good Morning Huntsville. Well, how about it? As we welcome in Miss Jamie. Jamie, come on in a little bit more here. Come on in.
Don't bite.
There
No.
we go.
Okay.
We got you. Jamie Salas, Osprey Storage. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Man, you know what I've always loved about you, Jamie? You've been here, almost 2 years now?
Almost a year.
This feels like 2 years.
I know. October will be a year.
Wow. Well, it feels like 2 years. So she's been here almost a year. Jamie, you know what I love about it? It even makes what I'm about to say even better. I love the fact that you came here and you hit the ground running. I mean, day one. And you were so good to people. You're promoting people. You want everybody to succeed. You have a lot of great ideas. And it's like I've told you, don't ever get discouraged because it takes a while and repetition and people will start latching on. And so don't give up on the ideas. And you have not done that. In fact, you've created more ideas and a lot of great things happening thanks to you. And you are a light to this community. So I wanted to start by saying thank you for all that you do.
I love Huntsville. We came over from Montgomery. We actually didn't move here until January, so we haven't been here quite a year. But the people were very receptive, and
I just think it's got that small town feel still, so you feel connected to the people that you're around.
I started thinking of Ronnie Millsap and the Smoky Mountain Rain.
Yeah.
And you said Montgomery, a thumb away from Nashville. Wait, that's not even, was it, Montgomery wasn't in that. It was I thumb away from Nashville. Back to Tennessee. A thumb away from, I don't remember what it was. For some reason, I thought of Montgomery. Well, it definitely didn't thumb your way from Montgomery then. So, well, Jamie, you're also the property manager over Osprey Storage. I know it's been a while. You came on here whenever you first came here almost a year ago, but can you just let us know a little bit more about you, and can you reintroduce yourself to us this morning?
Yep. So I'm Jamie, and I'm originally from West Texas. I was actually born on a ferry in Corpus Christi.
Where at in West Texas?
From Seminole, Texas.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I grew up, and then I went and lived in Arizona for 18 years, and then I missed Texas, and I did everything I could to try to get back here. So I've been back a little over 14 years, and I've been in the storage business, 8 of those, and the rest of the time bartending, and at restaurants. So we're glad to be here in Huntsville, and I enjoy. My employer is absolutely amazing. I couldn't ask for somebody better that's not local and still wants to help the community.
But makes it local, big time, yeah.
Yeah, they really. I worked places before, and they've told me, we want you to do this, and when you bring the ideas, they're like, no, I don't think that's going to work, or we really can't afford that. But this company is just roll with it, do what you need to do, and make sure the community know we're here.
I love the fact, when you talk, and I always want to give a full disclosure. Jamie did not pay to be on the show today, so I'm not sitting here promoting Jamie because she paid to be here. She's got an exciting event that she wants to talk about, but I wanted to highlight her this morning. And I think it's so cool because you think about a business that at the core of it, it's very simple. It's a storage business, but you have just hit the ground running and really put Osprey Storage on the map here in Huntsville. Talk a little bit just about the passion for what you do. I know your employer's great, so that absolutely helps, but talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the storage business is one of those things that you have to find what sets you apart from everybody else, because they're on every corner. Mm-hmm. So you can rent a 10 by 10 piece of cement from anybody, but what can you do to have people recognize you? And so you have to find a way to set yourself apart. And so I have a passion for helping people. I think that I've been there, and so I know how hard it is when you talk about, not having a car, not having a phone, how do you get jobs? And so you have to have somebody that can help you. And so for me, my passion is making sure people eat. Mm-hmm. And so anytime I get an opportunity where I can go down to Walmart and I'll buy, a couple $100s worth of food, and then I find families that need it. During Barrel, we lost all of our food because nobody had power. So we put everything on the grill, and then I posted it, come pick up food, and so and my company is like, yes, do that, whatever we need to do to help people. We offered free storage for some people that lost everything, and for a corporation to do that. And so my passion for people is excelled by the company I work with. If I didn't work for the company I do, I probably couldn't do a lot of the things I do to help the community. Yeah. And so it's nice. And I don't know, I see people, and it's a lot of the same people in Huntsville that do a lot of the same things. So you build those relationships with those people, and you want to do whatever you can to help them succeed as well. And I know we have a lot of events in Huntsville all the time, but it's expensive for businesses, especially for startups. In Huntsville, we're a small town, so you have a lot of people trying new things. We want to make sure we have events and opportunities for people to come out and make it in their business without having to spend an arm and a leg to do so.
Yeah, well, it's so great. Again, Jamie Salas joining us from Osprey Storage here in Huntsville. Jamie, some exciting events that you've worked on, and one that's coming up, I believe, in October. Mm-hmm. Let us know a little bit about the details and what you're putting together. I love this.
So we're going to do something a little different than a trunk or treat or costume contest for kids. We're actually going to do a doggy carnival. So we're going to have, we've got about 8 vendors coming out. Layered Fusion Design, I believe, is your neighbor at the flea at the Jason Eli. Yep. So he's going to come out. Cajun K9, she does dog training. She's going to be there. Priceless Pet Crematory, they're going to come out. So if you have any questions about that kind of stuff. We have a fantastic painting lady that's coming out, all things Taylor. And so we've got about 9 vendors that are going to set up. And then Magnolia Kennel has sponsored one of our courses. We're actually going to have an agility course So you can bring your dog out and see what kind of skills they have or lack thereof.
Rick and I may get on that agility course. You know.
Yeah, no, I think you'll get stuck in the tube. It's not quite that big. So, well, you can try. We will have a first aid station, so if somebody needs to help pull you out, we'll get you out.
Rick, they will have the jaws of life to get us out of there, so yeah.
So we're going to have a cooling station, and we're going to do paw painting, and we're hoping to have a doggy buffet. Ooh. So we're people that bring their pets out, they can go ahead and fix them a little buffet line for their dogs. So it's something different, and then we're going to do a costume contest. We have 3 different. We're going to give away a Doggy Diva, Project Runway, that's going to be your most crafty, and then Best in Show. So it's come together pretty well. A lot of people have been interested. There is a registration. You can use the link or the QR code on the events and register your pet for the contest, and we're going to do registration at the event as well.
Well, this is cool. I'm going to share the Facebook page. Now, many of you are joining us this morning on the Spirit Radio FM app, which we're back online with that today. This is on Facebook. We'll share the link, but it is the Doggy Halloween. Josie, since we had you meow earlier, can you give us a howl real quick? Doggy Halloween.
Sorry, Josie, not my fault.
Ow! No, that's pretty good.
That's good.
Pretty good.
She's got a low key for both.
Yeah.
For her cat and her dog.
A lot better than the cat, Josie. So you're more of a howl. You got the howl down. So Doggy Halloween. Happening on Saturday, October the 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. A wonderful event that Jamie Salas of Osprey Storage is putting together. And this is going to be so much fun. Is there you may have already said this, and if you have, I apologize. Is there a cost to register to do this?
It's all free. So our vendors aren't paying. We've asked them just to give us a prize for our contest. So that allows them to set up and not have a big expense out of pocket in case it's $75, $80 for a lot of vending events, and then you get there and you hope you can sell enough, but you never know what the weather's going to do around here. It rains out, and so we just wanted to give everybody an opportunity to come out and enjoy the day without it costing anything. We do have a lady that contacted me yesterday that does the Mexican hot dogs.
Ooh,
and
yummy.
the elote corn and stuff, and so we're talking to them about setting up, and we've also been in contact with Rita B. Huff. So they're going to see if they can come out and join us as well.
Man, this is great. Now, you may, again, I apologize. I was pulling this up while you were saying a few things. Is there going to be a food vendor? You just mentioned the hot dog lady. Is that one of the food vendors, or is there going to be other ones? Have you heard?
She's really the only one that's really reached out that for food-wise. And because of our spaces being so limited, we're going to have one half of our drive is going to be all the events and the stations, and then the other side are vendors, so...
Hello, Huntsville may have to sponsor a Kyle Kreiner brisket.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, man, if you want to whip up a brisket, I will gladly pay you your going rate. You don't have to, Kyle. I'm putting him on the spot, but I'm serious. If you're cool with that,
yeah, definitely.
We'll Hello Huntsville will sponsor a little bit of food for this.
And
event.
if you, I know, like Magnolia Kennel, she can't be there, so she sponsored the cooling station and the first aid, and we're going to put up her banner for her. And so we do have a few sponsorships available. It's $150, and we'll put up your banner for you for that station.
Cool. Well, we'll make a commitment to you. We can't, feed a whole army, but we will sponsor some food.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So we if that doesn't interfere with the lady that's coming out either.
Doesn't interfere.
So we'll do that for you here. And I'm going to talk to Bridget because I really think that I would love to bring our golden. I can't bring our blue Lacey out there because she's kind of aggressive because she was a rescue dog and she has to really warm up to you and get to know you. She's never bit anybody, but her hair stands up and she gets a little ferocious and kind of scary a little bit, especially when Rick knocks on the door. I mean, the door, I think it's going to come down, It's like, I was going to ask Josie to do like an angry dog howl, but I won't do that.
I don't think she has anger in her.
Yeah, she doesn't. But no, I think that'll be great. I'll talk to Bridget because I would love to bring our golden out to this event. Although I'm sitting here saying that, but he doesn't like other dogs.
We'll just keep him on the leash. And, we in our registration form, there's actually a little tidbit in there that we're not responsible for if your dog bites you or somebody else.
You're not responsible if Rick decides to bite somebody if he's out there. So
well, man, I think there'll be a lot of cool costumes and I think it's something different. Like,
what gave you the idea to do this? I'm just thinking this is so cool. It's so unique.
So I spend a lot of time in my own brain and I just start thinking about things. What have I seen? And then I'm like, okay, well, I haven't seen this. So I just start putting the ideas together about things I haven't seen. and then it builds into an event.
Awesome.
So, and I was kind of concerned, with the, you always worry about dogs biting other dogs and different things. And so I went online and just did some research and found where we would be protected. And so I got our insurance company on board. That's the biggest thing, is your insurance company says, I don't know if we can have this event because of liability. Well, what if we say this? And then we work it together and we get it done. So.
Well, good news is if the dogs start acting up, you got plenty of storage units over there.
Yeah, we'll just throw them one.
Just put
Shut
them in
the door.
Well, we'll have AC on them. Keep them
That's
cool.
right.
So, well, it'll be a nice weekend hopefully too, because October things do start cooling down a little bit. Great event, courtesy of Osprey Storage here in Huntsville. What I'll do is, based on our interview, I'll go back and listen, create an article, and we'll put this on our website too, and help you guys showcase it. Wait, what happened, Rick? Oh.
So Trent over at Hello Beautiful.
Hey, is that Dallas Cowboys?
It is.
Ooh, man.
So we're going to the game on Sunday, and so I know you're a fan.
Oh, hold on. So tell us about this. Hold on. This is great.
So Trent over at Hello Beautiful, she is my girl. She always takes care of me. And I said, we're going to a Dallas game. Here's an inspo fit picture. And
hey, Josie, you mind holding that phone on those nails there? Let's see if I can get this bad boy working. There we go. Man, look at this. Look, here we go, Josie. See this? Wow. Check that out. Those are like perfectly aligned Dallas Cowboys. Looks a lot. Look, I'm going to get in so much trouble. Looks a lot better than the Texans. That's for sure. Check that out.
This is hand artwork. There's not stickers.
Wow.
So she really, and I said, I'm going to have to show Rob tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
I know he's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, that's right. We got it, Josie.
Prescott.
Thank you. Yeah, man, that is so great. Yeah, how about them Cowboys? Every year, 27 years I've been saying this is our year.
Me too, Rob.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm 1-0 in my fantasy, and I feel so bad about that. I don't have one single Dallas Cowboy player in my fantasy team
no. Well, let me tell you, I love my Cowboys. I always have. I learned to say me too when I was 3. The Cowboys are going to win one of these days. I think so too. Mm-hmm. But just being able to go to the games and being local, the Cowboys, they may not ever do anything. I don't know, but.
Don't you miss Texas Stadium, though? The AT&T Stadium is beautiful, but I just miss Texas Stadium.
Same thing with Ranger Stadium.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it was hot, but it was just a piece of history, and so.
Yeah, Globe Life. I've never been there. I went to the old Rangers ballpark, which was pretty cool. So.
Now the new one's all air-conditioned. And one thing I really want to do is I want to go to a Cowboys training in Fresno in their training facility.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard it's something else. So
one
of these days.
They started making it. Our word of the week has been bougie. They started making everything real bougie.
Bougie, yeah.
Because they knew Josie would. She's like, I am not coming unless there's AC.
That's right.
I'm just kidding, Josie. I'm joking with you. Well, all right. Well, there she is, Jamie Salas of Osprey Storage. Real quick, how can folks get a hold of you? How can they get more information about the storage side of the business, or if they wanted to reach out regarding the event?
Yeah, so Osprey Storage we have a Facebook page and we have a website. So you just go to ospreystorage.com and you'll find our storage facility there. We have. One of the things I've noticed with this company that really amazes me is our move-in special is 50% off your first 3 months. And when I think about that, when you break it down over a 12-month period that you may have that storage, that's a huge savings. And so we have storage that are 5x5s that if you're just in college and need a little extra space because you don't have room in your dorm, or we have 12x30s that you can park 2 cars in. So, and then we also have parking places, which we're actually expanding our property right now because parking seems to be very popular here. So we're going to put in some new parking places as well.
And you guys are out off 30.
30 East.
Right past where the old Magnolia Lakes used to be, right? Right across the street.
Yes.
And then that's where
Christ the King Church is.
That's
and
awesome.
So we're right across the street from there. I try to explain to people, it's hard if you're not from here to tell people where we're at. I will tell you, don't put our address in your GPS, though, because you end up at Avenue J and Thompson Street, which has nothing to do with 30. So I don't know how that happens, but just type our name in and it'll get you right to us. And we do U-Haul also.
Awesome. Jamie was such a trooper for us, too, because when we're trying to build this radio station, I said, hey, Jamie, I may need a place to put a tower. You were like, oh, sure, if you need it.
Whatever you need. We got space.
But it worked out to where we didn't. But thank you for offering. That would have been great if we needed it. So, well, more information about Osprey Storage, OSPREY storage.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's where you can find out more information. And please come be a part of this great event. Let's support Jamie and all the hard work that she's doing. I mean, this is a really fun event. It's the Doggy Halloween. Sorry, I just that was not good at all.
All I think of is 101 Dalmatians, where all the dogs are howling to each other to get the message out.
Doggy Halloween. My godfather used to have a certain howl after he partook of a certain beverage quite frequently. We called it the McGinnis howl, and he would go, howl! My dad and I used to always joke around about it. In fact, he was one of my dad's best friends. He was at my dad's funeral service, and I said, Mr. McGinnis, you remember the McGinnis howl? And he's getting older, and he doesn't really do any of that anymore, but he was still joking around, and he looks at me and goes, howl, like real quiet.
Like her.
Yeah, so the doggy Halloween, again, taking place coming up Saturday, October the 19th at Osprey Storage. Going to be a lot of fun. Jamie, thank you so much for being here today.
I really enjoy coming in and talking to you guys. Y'all make my day start out so good. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of it to make up for this.
Well, it's like my buddy Joshua Harrison to just get on down there and get the rest of it. Whatever it is, you just go get the rest of it, all right?
I'll tell you, I had a rough morning. My husband called me at 6, and he said he ran over a piece of metal.
Oh, no.
And had a flat, and he didn't have a tire iron in his car, so I had to get up and get ready and drive over there, and then I'm like, oh, crap, how am I going to get to Rob's show? So then he had to drop me off before he left for Montgomery for work. So coming in and getting to visit with y'all and laugh makes all that so much easier.
I was thinking of that song now. I know what it is. It was like, it was that something. He was dressed like 1950. You know that song? And that was it. He was like, he said something about Montgomery. I'm on my way from Montgomery with a guitar on his back. That's what I was thinking of. It wasn't the Ronnie Millsap. It was that other song. There you go. Hey, real quick, I know I'm bouncing around. I totally forgot about this. We were sharing stories on 9/11 a little bit earlier. I asked you in that break, would you mind kind of sharing your story? Because I think everybody that was around during that time has a story, and you had a pretty interesting story too. Everyone does. Do you mind sharing that with us real quick?
Sure. So we lived in Arizona, and we were only about 45 miles from the nuclear power plant.
Oh.
And I was getting ready for work, and my son, he was 3 or 4 years old, and he came in and he kept telling me the TV was broke. And I'm like, I'm getting ready for work. I don't have time to deal with this. Change the channel. He's like, I did. Every channel, the same thing. So I went in there, and sure enough, I started messing with the TV, and every channel was just showing the towers, the smoke off the towers.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, what is happening? And then all of a sudden, you could hear the fighter jets fly over the house because they were going to protect the nuclear power plant in Arizona. And you go outside, and they're so loud, and they aren't far off the ground, and you're like, where are they going that they're so low to the ground? And so I finished getting ready for work, and I called them, and they're like, you can come in, but nobody's doing anything. And I remember getting there, and they had moved TVs out from the break room into the lobby so that everybody could watch it while we were at work.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was.
That is pretty
crazy.
scary for you living that close to a nuclear power
Yeah.
plant. My goodness. Wow.
And they were really worried that was the next thing they were going to try to attack.
Yeah.
So.
Goodness. Well, Jamie, again, thanks so much. Jamie from Osprey Storage Online, OSPREY storage.com. And we will work hard to be at that event. And like I said, we're going to sponsor some food for you. So
sounds great.
I'll talk to some local folks and see who can do something. And if not, we'll just get something from somewhere. But we're going to sponsor a little bit of food for that event.
Awesome.
And
Sounds wonderful.
shoot me a reminder, too, so we can make sure that we get everything up. And we will definitely get an article up on the website for you guys.
Perfect. So. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, there she is. You're welcome, Jamie. Jamie Salas of Osprey Storage. Want to remind you, keyword cats, K-A-T-S. Meow. They better not sound like that on Saturday. They better be ferocious, man. This week's keyword cats, K-A-T-S. If you'd like some tickets to the Sam Houston Hawaii game coming up on Saturday, all you got to do is text in 936-339-0139. Hey, we got a lot of people watching, but I got some news for you. Nobody has texted in yet. And so if you text in during this break, you will probably win the tickets. I'm just telling you. All you got to do is text in.
Everybody's going to Lasso, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're going to Lasso, don't text in. That's good. But text in the keyword CATS, K-A-T-S, along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line 936-339-0139. Our show's every wonderful Wednesday brought to you by our friends at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. More information online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll take one final break. I have some news you can use, also a few facts of the day, our impossible question, and also, what is it the day of? We'll have all that and more when we come back as we wrap it up. It's your show. Stay with us. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kaye Boehning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today. Braylon, say this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
All right, it's that time to shine. Rick Boehning jamming on the electric guitar. Rick, let's pretend like we have that fake radio voice. Here we go. Josie, you joining us?
I'm going to do the drums.
There you go.
Wait, what? I don't know what to do then. Oh, I'll do the accordion. Never mind. I thought it worked out. Oh yeah, I forgot the jewelry. That's all right. We'll do it tomorrow. Forgot to go during the break and get the jewelry. Your time to shine.
We can show mine.
What do you got, Rick? Hey, your time to shine here. I closed out our chat earlier. Let me crank this down a little bit here. Your time to shine this morning. A lot of you are chiming in. Kyle Kreiner, good morning, y'all. Good morning, Kyle. Jamie Saucier Woodworks. Good morning, folks. Jennifer Augustinetti, as always, we love you, Jennifer. She said, good morning. It's a wonderful Wednesday. She said, you better find a Bible study to attend this evening. Y'all have a blessed day. And get on down there and get the rest of it, Rick. Get on down there now.
Get on down where?
Get on down there now. I told you that story, right? To get on down there and get the rest of it. It's a Louisiana preacher. They were at this crusade, and there was a guy down there, and I guess he's wearing a shirt that was too short, and his belly was popping out. It was a hairy belly. And the Louisiana preacher, the guy was, he was at the crusade, this hairy-bellied man. And he starts, having fun. And the preacher said, get on down here and get the rest of it, you old hairy belly. Get your old hairy belly down here and get the rest of it. That's where that came from. Get on down here and get the rest of it.
Okay, that's a new one on me.
Yeah, there you go. All right. How about Teresa Lawson joining us, saying good morning also. Good morning to you, Teresa. Kyle Kreiner saying, I was in high school in a class with a teacher that made us watch the news every morning and write 3 articles about current events. We saw the reports of the first plane like Rick. We saw the second hit, and at that moment we knew we were under attack. And he was saying, I worked at Sam's Club. That afternoon we sold out of American flags.
Yep.
Man. Quentin Glaze, our number 1 engager, good morning. How about Billy Cawthon, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home? Billy's the last one that'll ever let you down. He's a good man joining us there. Good morning, Billy. Love you, buddy. Family. El Turpinning, good morning. Rick, by the way, Kyle says that Rick will be performing the comedy, but they won't force you to watch while you eat.
That's a good thing, because you'd lose your appetite.
Danny Webb joining us as well. Tammy Trotter joining us, saying good morning, Josie, Rick, and Rob. JRR.
Yeah, Josie, Rick, and Rob.
JRR. Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel was saying years ago we had a show up at our house. We had a cat. They were talking about cat. We trapped it and thought it had been gone for almost a year. Came back. Cat came back the very next day. Looking a few more here. Some more folks are chiming in. Oh, my sister, Rebecca Schaefer, joining us. Good morning, Huntsville. Steph Valley, by the way, said beautiful nails, Jamie. Wonderful, beautiful nose, Jamie. Beautiful Dallas Cowboys nose. Josie Stowers type quality. Josie, since we've been asking you to do all sorts of random things, can you do a laugh like this? It's pretty good.
No, you have to do it like.
We're letting out
That was really good.
I practice that evil laugh. I practice howling too. Every once in a while, the moon's full, and I just howl for no reason.
Well, on this date in 1777, during the American Revolution, General George Washington, curly white hair, and his troops suffered defeat at the hands of the British in the Battle of the Brandywine near Wilmington, Delaware. Never heard of that one. Did you?
Have.
The battle was named after the brandy and the wine the troops had consumed the night before, thus explaining the result. The Battle of Brandywine. A couple of other things. Today is National This was yesterday. Man, this service is really letting me down. We talked about this yesterday, Boss Employee Exchange Day. They say it's that day again. Maybe it's all week. It's National Make Your Bed Day. Didn't do it. Didn't make it this morning.
I made mine.
Do you make your bed, Josie, or you just get up and just leave? That's one of those things.
I get up and just leave.
It's one of those things you don't talk about.
Well, I make mine because the dog sleeps in the bed, and she has to have a nice bed to sleep in.
Today, National No News is Good News Day. And, of course, today is the Patriot Day and the National Day of Service and Remembrance. Ludacris. Are you down with Ludacris, Josie?
I know who that is.
Do you jam to Ludacris?
If it comes on.
Well, he's 47 today. You know what? That's ridiculous. 47. At what point does he grow up and change his name to something less outrageous, like Less Outrageous instead of Ludacris? Crazy to think that he is that age today. Make Your Bed Day. Just want to let you know, Josie, remember to always make your bed. A tidy bed is an oasis of order. Just wanted to give you that.
Maybe that's my problem.
Give you that. Did you ever watch All My Children, Rick?
I've seen it.
Well, the actor Andrew Jackson, 61 today. All My Children.
That's a president.
Yeah, no, he's also in All My Children. That's why I said that. I was like, Andrew Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson.
No news is good news, and we agree on that day today. A couple things that you need to know. Do you have DirecTV? Some people do. DirecTV says a temporary restoration of all the Disney channels through September 16th has been nixed by Disney. So a lot of people are complaining because they don't have their ESPN. Well, too bad. Get off DirecTV. Go to another service. The debate may or may not have swayed your opinion, but it was enough to inspire some other celebrities to say that they are endorsing Kamala Harris. I'm not getting political, but Taylor Swift said signing her post, the childless cat lady. It's just, I go back to what we talked about earlier, and I watched that last night, Rick, and I'm not going down a political thing, but it was just, I'm like, where has the civility through everybody? It's not just, one-sided. We need to get back to a point of unity. And I'll be honest, I used to enjoy watching those debates back, like when George Bush would debate and Al Gore. I enjoyed watching those.
There was a little bit of politeness.
Yeah. I mean, it's gone. Let's see. A couple more here. Boy, how about this? $5.6 billion. That's how much Americans lost in crypto fraud scams last year.
Wow.
You invest in the Bitcoin at all, Rick?
I lost $4 billion in that, yeah.
Okay, well, your 1.6 was lost by somebody else. There's really nothing else that's really cooking. Betty Crocker. Well, they've teamed up with Oreo for new baking products. 4 new baking products. Oreo brownie. Sounds delicious. Oreo brownie, chocolate cake, white cake, and lava cake, all made with, get this, real chunks of Oreos. So as you go through the baking aisle, boy, that sounds good. Oreo cookie crumbs? Come on, Rick.
I'm not an Oreo fan.
Unbelievable. You should get off the show.
I don't eat candy either.
It's a green screen. Go stand in front of it so you'll fade out.
Wow. Rude. Josie, smack him for me.
Check this out. We mentioned this yesterday. I've been waiting for this because I was so used to watching Pat Sajak growing up. Well, Ryan Seacrest, his first week as host of the Wheel of Fortune, season 42 gets underway. So Seacrest, first week underway. Man, I would have loved that job. I think they should have just had an audition and just got a regular Joe to be the next Wheel of Fortune guy.
You'd have been great at it.
I would have loved doing that. I think I would have done really good at it.
I think you would have too.
I would send there, do-do-do-do. Vanna, what letter do we have? Oh, it's an E. Well, you didn't buy the vowel. Off the show you go, you know. No one would be watching it if I was there. Also, a tiger that escaped a Mexico zoo near the Texas border last week has been spotted, but still remains on the loose. A tiger, trying to catch a tiger by the tail down there.
That's really hard to do.
Not able to do that just yet. Real quick, today's impossible question. 29% of Americans say this is their favorite thing about fall. What is it? So be thinking about that. 29% of people say this is their favorite thing about fall. What is it? As we continue, a few did you know, 16% of people say if you teach your kids to write thank you cards, they'll be more successful. That makes sense because success also ties into gratitude. And writing a thank you card, I can't talk today, is a form of gratitude. 45% of people have paid in cash at a store in the last week. You know, there's a lot of places you go that don't accept cash anymore. And I guess they can do that, but I've been to places where it says card only. And I'm like, how do you pay? What if you have cash? You can't even do business with them. But 45% of people have paid cash. Have you paid cash in the last week anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
I very rarely pay cash at the gas station, though.
I don't.
I use an app called Get Upside, and I get cash back. And so you have to use your card to do it, but it works really well. In the early 90s, Kmart had over – did you ever go to Kmart growing up? Kmart?
Yes,
Josie,
I did.
do you know about – do you remember Kmart?
I don't.
The blue light
specials. The blue light special. It was Wall's brother, by the way. It's Wall's brother. Walmart's brother is Kmart.
Okay.
Wall was always jealous of Kaye because Kaye came before W, and they got into it. And so Kaye said, you know what, forget it. I'm going to go start my own. And,
it was Samuel Walton. Thank you.
Samuel Walton and
his brother Kaye.
Yeah, and his brother Kaye Walton. You know there's only 6 Kmarts left in the U.S.?
I believe that.
6 Kmarts left out of 2,400.
That was a lot.
A couple of last ones here. Only 1 in 5 of our office refrigerators are cleaned just once or twice a year. I know that for a fact because I've worked at places where that office fridge never got cleaned. And here's what the manager taught my brother back in the day at McDonald's. You got time to lean?
You got time.
You got time to clean. A couple of last ones. The average woman will have 15 first kisses in her life. 15 first kisses. Average woman.
I count them as the beginning of each day.
Yeah,
so I've had like 7,000, 8,000.
Nice. Did you know that there's over 2,000 miles of interstate in Illinois? And do you know what else? I don't really care.
How many miles of interstate in Texas?
Yeah, it's like that's so random. Hey, Rick, got one for. Did you know that there's over 2,000 miles of interstate in Illinois?
Yeah, 2,118 to be exact.
Yeah. And did you know? Who cares? We're in Texas, and around 60% of us will more than likely use one or more search engines today. One or more. I only use Google. I don't use other search engines.
I use 3.
Which one? You use a DuckDuckGo one?
I use DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, I knew you were a DuckDuckGo kind of guy.
And Internet Explorer, whatever it is.
Bing.
How it's whatever
Edge.
one Internet puts out. Or Windows. One that comes with Windows.
Oh,
Bing. It's
Edge.
Bing. It's Bing. Edge. Edge is the browser Bing. Well, whichever one the Internet puts out.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I hear that train a coming. It's about to come to Rick's head. It's somewhere around the corner, but I think it's still in bed. I'm just kidding. All right. Today's impossible question was 29% of Americans say this is their favorite thing about fall. What is it? Josie, any ideas?
The weather.
Weather? That's a good answer. Good answer. Rick?
I don't like anything about fall, so I don't know.
You don't? You don't like the cooler weather?
No.
Most people have a lower what in the fall?
Immune system?
Yeah. What else could you think of?
Electricity bill.
Electricity bill. Most people they are happy because their electricity
No,
bills.
I run the school, and that's never lower.
Jacks it up.
Yeah.
Cool. Nobody texted in, so no tickets given away today. That's the first time ever on this show nobody's texted in for something ever. Cool. Well, We'll put it on social media. We'll give them away there then. So make sure you follow us on Hello Huntsville and share it with somebody else. We normally have a lot of people texting us every day, but nobody texted in. Nobody wants to go this week, this Saturday. They're all be at Lasso.
They'll all be at Lasso.
Perfect.
I only know a couple of people that's going to be at the game.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up here on this wonderful Wednesday. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Jason Bay here at First joining us. We're going to have a lot of fun, so please make sure that you are with us, and we will have a great show tomorrow at 7:30. Josie, great to have you. Did you have any final thoughts about Unleash Your Imagination?
I really hope y'all all come out and have a great time with us.
All right, we'll post it on our website, too, to help continue to get the word out. Saturday, it is Unleash Your Imagination. Big thanks to Rick. Big Rick, any final thoughts?
Big Rick? I need to go get some cars ready to go.
It was like a big thank you to Rick. And
See, I'm not the only one.
That's all right. They call me Big Rob growing up. Like, whoa, there was a rapper. So, Rick, any final questions or any final thoughts?
I have no thoughts at all.
No questions.
Train hit them.
All right. Well, been fun. Big thank you to Jamie Sally. I can't even talk. Jamie Salas of Osprey Storage for joining us this morning. And make sure you follow us on Facebook and also HelloHuntsvilleTX.com. We'll put out that information in our newsletter that will now go out every Thursday. We're so thankful to have Michelle Cardenas back with us. And we'll also include information about the jewelry that we are offering for just a suggested $100 donation to help out our friends at Care Center Huntsville. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:30. Until then, reminding you we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own, friends. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Till next time, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless.
Good morning.
See you, Rick and Josie.
I'll see you, Rob. I'll see Josie.